Welcome back to Pittsburgh Today Live. I love our next guest. Do you remember Mark Roberts? People all over the country know that name. He is the creator of one of the most loved collections of collectible Santas, fairies, and elves. And welcome. I'm so glad you were able to stop here as part of your mega tour that you're on.
23 cities. So good morning, Jennifer. Thank you for having me again.
It's great to have you here. You have had a lot of success even since in the last year since we've talked.
Sure.
You've had a special mission. You were telling me about your fairies are present in the White House.
They are, actually. I was given a very intimidating task earlier this year in the summer of choosing 4 fairies and signing them, and they would be for special guests. And I then found out a little bit later in the year, right before I signed them, that they were for President Bush and Laura Bush and George Bush Sr. and Barbara Bush. And I had done this a year earlier for President Clinton at the opening of his library, so I realized it was an intimidating little choice. So,
and you have Santas, fairies, and elves for pretty much any occasion. Can you kind of rattle off some of the names? How many do you have out there right now?
There are, over the years since I've started them, probably 300 or 400. I introduce 30 every year. This year I introduced a real special one, which is called the Healing Heart Fairy, which benefits children's hospitals. But I have 30 new ones for this year. There's some of them on the table here. Kris Kringle Forest Fairy, which is right here, which President Bush Sr. got that, actually. What I'm holding in my hand here is the Healing Heart Fairy, which benefits children's hospitals all around the country, and I was real proud to sign one of these for Laura Bush. So hopefully she'll have it up either in the White House or out at Crawford this year.
Now, as you're looking at these, they might look fragile to you, but to see Mark himself work with them, they take a beating. And I know from packing them from year to year, the ones that I have, they handle it quite well.
So you're a collector too, right?
I love them. With my, well, you know, I have 5 children. I think I snuck a couple in the couple of years since we've seen each other. But it's something that kids definitely look forward to unpacking every year. It becomes a cherished part of your family. And this is something that stemmed from your relationship with your mother.
From my mother, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to fluff this while I'm talking to you so your viewers can watch what happens to it. But when I was a little boy, maybe this size, or you know how you've got the kids at that age, they ask the imponderable questions that so many kids ask Mom during the holidays. And I would ask the crazy questions of, the one that I always remember the most was the snowflakes. I said, Mom, where does the snow and the snowflakes come from? And she really had a quick imagination, and she would tell me, well, the snowflake fairy dances across the sky and sprinkles his magic, and down come the snowflakes. And of course, I accepted that and didn't ask any more questions. And so she would learn to do that with how does Santa fill all the stockings? Well, it was the stocking fairies that helped him out. And how does Santa deliver all the presents? Well, it was the presents fairies. And where does honey come from? Well, the bumblebee fairy collects all the nectar from the flowers and turns it into honey. And so I definitely inherited her imagination and
brought this team of fairies to life.
Sure did.
Now, I want to talk about a couple of events that you have going on. After you leave here, actually, you're going to Children's Hospital.
Going right over to Children's Hospital, and I have 3 fairies that flew in from the North Pole last night. They actually brought this blustery cold weather here to Pittsburgh. It kind of came right in front of them, and they will be going over to Children's Hospital today to visit the kids. We're going to leave about 50 fairies over there with the kids. We're real excited about that.
Now, you've seen these fairies interact with kids at Children's Hospitals and other places.
I have seen them. They're very playful, they're very silly, and I'm watching them right now, and they're planning something, and I don't know what it is, but they're up to something. They are up to playful mischievousness.
That's in their nature, isn't it?
Very much so.
And then later today, people are going to be able to meet you in person and get one of their fairies
signing them with my little hand. I'm going to sign this Healing Heart Fairy for you, Jennifer.
Oh, thank you.
But that's what I do at it's at Richard Lawrence Interiors over in Shadyside. But I'll actually just go ahead and sign their hands and give those to people. They are numbered, limited edition pieces. And this fairy is really special to my heart because, you know what, I've been to the children's hospitals, visited them before. When you see the spirit, the energy that the children have, a lot of them that are terminal, sometimes that's all they know. And we forget, so many of us, what we have, and it really reminds us that what we have, our health, our happiness, and our families, is so powerful and so wonderful. And when you see how strong the young kids are that maybe don't have all of that and that have very limited time, it really opens your heart very easily to support a cause like that. And I get a little choked up almost right now because I've been there and I've seen the kids, and it's really very touching. There's some really strong inspiring kids.
And you're able to donate a lot of money to that cause through this.
Dedicating $25,000 to children's hospitals all around the country, and CHOP Hospital is one of them, and we'll be presenting a check to them today, which we're glad to. And that money comes from not only the retailers' support, but of course ultimately the consumers' support from purchasing the ferry, because that's where we're getting the money from.
All right.
And we make it an easy thing today also. We're doing a free giveaway, gift with purchase. Buy this, you get this free, only at the store today. It's about a $125 value. They get that for free.
Another added incentive. Mark Roberts, thank you so much for being here today. Beautiful work as always. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you having me.
Happy holidays.
Okay, thank you to you too.